Check. Oh dear. Check, check. There we go. Okay, whoops. Hi guys. There we go. I guess whenever I do an OBS update, it always changes my audio settings. But basically, I was just saying like I was not quite subtle then, so it's even more ironic. Oh boy. Let's see though. Yeah, just check it again. Cool. Okay. As to the volume settings, I know on your guys' part, but I guess if it's mixed well, let me know. I turned the music down just a bit there. That should work okay. Good start. Alright. At least it wasn't like 10 minutes in. Yep. There we go. Getting back into it. There we go. Okay, where's we good now? Hi. I had so many other technical problems today, so one more to the pile. Alrighty, welcome everyone. Good start. Hello. Hi everyone. It's alright. We should be on. Question mark. Are we on? I don't know. Welcome. Hey, Joe Cartoons and Dragon. Welcome. Yeah. If you missed that first minute, that's all right. We'll be all right. Let's see. Exactly, that's pretty sad. First, I didn't know much about him to know. Much about him. Let's see though. Hi, real fan. Hello. Hi. Welcome. Let me turn up that music a little bit. Bit more. There we go. Let's see. As we're all trying to settle in here. That's looking alright. Oh, we thought he was a singer. Oh, okay. That's why I was like, I don't listen to any of his songs. I guess I never watched the Batman 90s one. So that was my mom's fault. Didn't really have to. What was it, like on Jetix or something? When it gets Cartoon Network. Oh man. I don't have much frame reference. I didn't really watch that show, so unfortunately. But that's pretty sad. Exactly. Let's see. How do I segue out of that? Let's see. I've been busy. Way too busy. Work has been. It's not as. In October, it was just like a whole bunch of smaller like t-ball and like a lot of like smaller sports of like, hey, it's my local, 5-year-olds playing baseball with like 10 different trophies of that and just like a whole bunch of those. But now in November, it's been like a little bit more professional, I think, or at least higher leads. So it's just been a lot more medals and a lot more larger events. So instead of like, oh, there's like 10 kids and it's pre-K, so it's okay if you mess one up. That's all right. These are like, this week has been, here's 100 medals for this one order. That all needs to be figured out and everything. Yeah, that's okay, John. And for a second and third, and like split those out, and each individual medal has names with an event, with an organization, with other specifications, and it's like, okay, cool. So Friday has always been at work usually, it's kind of like, oh, it's almost a weekend. It's okay, we can, kind of chill out. It's more relaxing day. No, Fridays for me are, here's like throughout the day, like literally almost every hour, there'd be like a redo of something that of like any one of us have messed up on it, but it usually comes back to me to be like, hey, can you reprint this out? Either A, the customer messed up with an order, or we messed up the order, or someone in production messed up on the order, or the salesperson messed up. So it's like, in many of those situations, it usually comes back to me because like we have to fix the plate on it, so that the plate is actually much more. It's like the sticker that goes on top of it to be like, who's it for? So, tried the whole day yesterday. I'm kind of exhausted right now, but it's been redoing all those orders again that I've been working on the rest of the week. There is so many different types. There's one where it was a huge, like, giant trophy that was like probably like 3 feet tall, and it was even wide too. But like the perpetuals on it, like the little plate they had to work on, was only like a 1 by 1 inch. It's like, okay, and it's like 3 lines, and it's like, okay, I can do that, you know. You like, you know, the trophies come in, so I can like look at them, and it's like I get to inspect them, and see what they got, and then be like, wow, cool, okay, that looks intimidating, you know, just have this giant trophy on my inbox and shelf. It's like, okay, cool. And then you look it up, and it's like, oh, I just got to do this tiny thing that took like an hour. The problem was I wasn't sure how to like. I could have put taped on it. I could have put the plate. I could have taped the plate onto the trophy, but I was like, I'm not sure. I was like, should I double tape it or something? You know, something temporary, just so that the production guy could be like, oh yeah, let me fix this or something. But unfortunately, when I was trying to like set it up and like try to put it on the outbox shelf and be like, here's the plate, and I put it off to away from the other plates, the previous ones, and it was like at an angle. So if you kind of like inspect it, you'd be like, huh, that's not right. So I'll make a note of that and then put it on, you know, to put it all together. Unfortunately, the plate must have fell off when he took it, and then it went all the way through his inspection, all the way out to the secretary, and then the customer came into the office, apparently must have looked at it for a bit, and said, okay, and let's just get distracted or something, and then left with it. So essentially, they paid for a plate that I worked on, but it went all the way through, all the way out the door, without actually getting the plate actually onto it at all. So, I don't know how much longer later, I was cleaning up, and I was like, okay, what do we got here, you know? And it's like, oh, what's this on the floor? It was upside down, and I picked it up, and it's like, huh, that looks like my, oh. So I found the missing plate on the floor, and I, you know, scrambled to figure out, like, okay, secretary, what do we do? And it's just like, oh no. And so, I saved the day a little bit there, because as soon as how long it would have taken to, for them, the rest of them to be like looking at it and go, oh yeah, what's this? Or like not looking at it at all, you know. So. Wow. So, saved the day, got the plate, gave it to the secretary, and then they rung him up to say, like, can you come back? Somehow, you know, we made it, but it's like, it didn't actually get on it, so, So, that was just one anecdote from just Friday, so this week has been exhausting. So, I want to work on pony stuff now, if I may. So, just a little tired today, but yeah. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Oh boy. Welcome. I had to go to get to see you again. Let's see. We need a bad guy. Oh, for the script. Yeah, let's go back into here. So if you missed last week, we're working on a visual novel, as I am. We're working on it together. Maybe you guys can help. While we're at it, let me get I wrote up the full script. So I did write the whole script, but there's a lot of like blanks and blanks. There's a lot of they fight in it. Love that quote. So I will commenter anyone with a link, copy link, and then I'm gonna send this to you. Hopefully this works. Beep boop. And then I can pin it. Pin message. So check to see if that works. It's a drive link, so if you're on mobile it might be tricky, but if you're on desktop, You might be able to open this into a new tab, so you can have both me and the script link open at the same time. But that's a Drive link, Google Drive link to look at the document that I wrote up. So this took like the whole week as well to write this up. I see you're in here. Anonymous Girl, welcome, welcome. Hopefully commenter setting is on, so you can't actually edit the text itself, but you can add comments onto it. So you can like highlight a piece of text and then be like, then there should be like a comment, a little icon or something, and then you can write whatever you want and send it, and then we'll take that as a suggestion. So, but yeah, if there's anything through there, but yeah, you can like look through it to see. I guess I can put it on here. You can look through it to see like how it's kind of already set up. So I already wrote like apparently 13 pages worth of script already. So, and we'll be very, very familiar with this by the end, where you'll have this. I have this almost practically memorized as well. So it just goes on and on. But if you do, because there's like different paths where you can like different choices, well, eventually you'll be able to choose like on a menu, either choose the Dream or Sparky. And Sparky's the new dragon in the G5 series. He's like the new Spike, but he's a baby. He's in the later episodes. He's not in the first movie, but he's like in the later series. The later series eyes of little dragon egg that they found on the beach, and he acts like a baby, which some people like, some people don't. I'm indifferent. It's just it's a different take. I guess because Spike was already like a couple years old. You know, it's like Twilight had the magic test when she was more of a filly. So then when the actual series started, Twilight and Spike were already kind of a little bit older. So I guess with this, they wanted to have it be younger dragon to be more cute. But yeah, during these choices, you may or may not go through every single choice that expands into each path of dialogue on one route. So if you played a game, you might be able to only choose the dream, and then it would skip Sparky's conversation. So even if there's like, like 2,000 words in here, you might on one route might only see like a third of it, because it'll actually skip a couple of these. So if that makes sense. So yeah, I just have to go through all these and like write every single scenario of each choice, and then how that branches out. There's not that many branches, because I want it to be pretty simple for this first one. But just some little catch-alls, like if you click on each one, it's like I don't need any more. But we'll go through this in more depth, but just as a walkabout here. That is just those will just keep going forever of how many different things there are. But we got the same general structure. So I took the general structure from our plot here that we figured out. So I was able to extrapolate from this and make it into a 13-page script somehow that we'll be working with, and finding little I left a lot of small pockets for you guys to help me with. I was thinking the dream itself, I don't have that exactly pinned out yet. So to kind of reference the dream and be like in the regular other script, like this one, they just talk about the dream in general. So once we figure out exactly what the dream entails, then we can do more exact dialogue for stuff like that. But that's the goal, is probably to today just try to probably figure out the dream would probably be most ideal, and then add a little bit more into the coding part of it. Probably not too much coding. But let's see. Hi, Wesley. Oi. Hello. Welcome. But yeah, it's basically the same as how we had it from last week. So I just took the little bits of there. That's kind of how I do some of my animation projects as well. Where like I said last time, I just kind of start with 1 or 2 sentences or like a basic idea, or like even just one word or one topic, and then be like, I want to make a Yeti video, and it's like I write Yeti, and it's like, okay, what does that mean? And then it's like, well, what is, you know, and then you start to hammer that out, and then you get a full script, and then you can storyboard it and animate it from there. So we're taking it one step at a time, you know. If I try to start with this and then be like, I would get like 8 pages in and then be like, what's the ending? I don't know. I'd be like a little unworried about that. So we're having it be more simplified in the green text over here first, and then having an ending in very general, fast terms. Then I can have that as a full outline of the entire story, and then be like, here's literally the end, and then here's my start, middle, and end. Is important to have as your first outline, and then once that's complete in a very fast sense, then I can go back in and go like, okay, I know where I'm heading, and then I can just work on that and then be like, here's my ending 1. So there'll be different ending routes there. I think there's 3, where based on whether, let's see. Oh, here's just ending in general. So the ending start. That's probably how I would write it. And then there'd be some conversation, some common conversation, and then it'll split at this point. So the ending will start, and then it'll split at this point where it'll be if you side with more serious choices. So throughout the playthrough, there'll be like the different choices, and then some will be more direct, that might be more direct to the plot heavy, or one's like hey, let's talk about Pip's phone for a bit. So that'd be the less serious consequential choice. So you can if you side with more of the serious ones, then we get this ending where they kind of talk about the dream or something in more like exactness. But if you decide with one of the more funny choices, which would be like the pit phones, or like I think there's an Izzy smoothie little dialogue. If you choose more funny choices than not, then you'll get this ending, which is you have a groupie instead of a selfie. I don't even know if that's right. So a lot of little things that's like, maybe this doesn't make sense. There's a whole part of Luna's speech that's like has old English text, or how she talks. That's like, it probably needs a little bit of, all this is gonna need some reworking. So we'd appreciate it if you guys could help me on that. And then if you slide in the middle, where it's just kind of like you choose maybe like an even amount or somewhere in the middle where it's not in the extreme one way or the other, and then you get a different ending as well. So somebody's like, well, I'm a bit conflicted. I feel like I should have all the answers, but I can't can't help thinking that I missed something. So it's like she's kind of didn't quite get enough information on either side, or just didn't really commit to one side or the other. So it's like I've had a catch-all. So once we code it, I can kind of figure out some variables and then do some calculations to be like, if choices equal, you know, this and that, greater than or less than, stuff like that. So it'll get mathy, but it'll work. Hopefully I'll try to figure it out. Thank you, Wesley. But for now, let's go back up to the top. So we got the, want to add some sort of, so to start with a dream cutscene. So to play some animated cutscene, which I'll have to figure out how to do that, because I don't think I could just import a whole MP4 in. Or maybe I can, but it'll probably be pretty big file size. So logistically, I'll try to figure it out, but we'll just come up with some fun stuff that'll kind of appear, and then of the cutscene, of the dream cutscene, and then Sunny is kind of like waking up in a bright house. She's waking up, and then she's like, I should leave, and then the narrator says like Sunny leaves the bright house, and then we start. Then I have a character test, which I could probably show that off. So here's a cutscene, beautiful. And Sunny talks a little bit too much, so I have to format that a little bit. And then narrator. And then I don't have the character set up yet, but I got the little... I defined the characters so that I have Sunny. And if I click, I can have Izzy talk. And I have Pip. And I have Zip. And I have Hitch. And I have Sparky. And I have Luna. So... I kind of had to set it up this way so that they can each talk. If I didn't set it up, then this is how it's the visual novel Ren'py is set up, where I have to define each one. Didn't have to make that character test, but it just makes sure that each one is able to talk, so I can then literally say, I can get to this point again, and then I can have her say, something else, and then we save this, we reload this, and then now she says something else. So that's how that works. So we'll just have to go through the whole script again and reformat it to at least just kind of get these little spaces, but that's all right. But there we go. So big thing is, what is the dream? Because I was imagining it being a bunch of different random objects that would just kind of float across. So it would be a bunch of different things, and then kind of like the Izzy Rock animation that we did like way long ago. Something like that, where it'd be just a bunch of clouds, like when you like look at a bunch of clouds and imagine it being like an ice cream and an elephant. You'd be like trying to interpret something that doesn't exist, you know. Really, it's like, that's not really an elephant, it just kind of looks like it. That's something that it doesn't have to be, it could be literal, or it could just be symbolic of something else, maybe, I don't know. But that's where I want you guys to help me with it. I'm glad you're here, Sorja. Welcome. So yeah, this will be our brainstorming time to figure out what we should do for here. So this is gonna be the tricky part. So this is, yeah, there's gonna be like a whole bunch of different things. Bunch of different things, objects, and something that appear and float around in a cloudy dreamscape. So let's see. What do we got? Oops, I save it and it reloads. Something else. Hey, friend. Kind of like the cloudy, because like when I have Luna talking later, it's going to be in the same sort of blue, maybe purpley. That's kind of in the middle, maybe like a lavender. That's very specific, but I want lavender. Maybe like pinky. What's the Animal Crossing dream look like? What with the tapir? When you're talking to the tapir, what does that look like? Yeah, okay. I want that kind of vision. Something kind of like that, where it's just a night sky with just a bunch of different clouds floating around. I don't know if you guys played the 3DS or New Horizons dream. Check to tip your lady. Do do do. Cloudy landscape. Let's see. In a night time. Nighttime cloudy landscape. Dreamscape. I'll write dreamscape means. Let's see. Oh, gotta reload it. Let's see. So it can be, what would I want it to be? Because I know later they kind of talk about, let's close that. What did they talk about? They talk about the dream a couple times. Sunny says, I had a dream last night. Thought you can interpret it. Izzy. My dream said that you would ask me about your dream. Does that make us dream buddies? Maybe it's a false narrative. And then Sunny, well, there were some blanks. So I was thinking it's gonna be some literal objects I kind of float around. What do you guys think? Let's see. Oh, okay. Take your time, Jed. He's just like, oh, it's worse than I thought. I guess that's what you need here. Searches their hair, then pats her stomach. I swear it was just here a minute ago. I'll go check. Be right back. He's like, ah, well. She's gone. Wish I asked to ask. Then jump back option just means that you jump back to the pitch. Pip, zip, hitch, and Sparky option, which would be back up here. So easily pip, zip, and hitch, Sparky option. And then you get to choose. So it'll be, she wakes up in the morning, then she chooses which one to talk to first. And so you can either choose Izzy, Pip, or Hitch as different options. And then if you choose Izzy, then you get two options there, whether or not to ask about the dream or the smoothie flavor. So you only get to choose one of these. And so these ones are the ones that affected ending, where it'll be, you can either ask about the dream or the smoothie flavor. And so this will be the, if you choose this one, then you get the serious ending. If you choose this one, then you get the silly ending. Or just like you sided more with the silly one. So, and then if you choose Pippin, you'll get through each character, but you can only ask each character one question, if that makes sense. So you get to each character, then you ask one question out of the two questions for each character. But Pip and Zip are together, and Hitch and Sparky are together. So there's only 3 options out of here. And then later on, we do talk to Luna. So I do have that part. Do. It just keeps going. Second dream. So think about who she is. So I did change it to be just Luna, and so that's what this part is, where we re-emerge back into the same dreamscape that we were. And Sunny sees some kind of like Mufasa kind of something coming in at like some face or something out of the fog. It could just be, and we'll figure that part out. Either literal or not. So I'm thinking I'll have to either have to draw Luna like a G5 character, which might or may not look good, or I have her be like a cloudy face, and then that could be more fun and more interprety and more dreamy, and it's like, I'm just kind of representing Luna. More than that. So might not be literally a face picture of Luna, because I think that would be I'm already having to make. I don't have Hitch and Sparky yet. That's why they weren't in the Halloween video, because I had just enough time to make Misty, so wasn't able to also make Hitch and Sparky and everything else. Because they'll need different body shapes, so it's like different face muzzle shape. I have to change how the mouth works, and then the eyes, and it just keeps going. And Sparky's its own different beast, where I had to draw hands. So I'm not too in that month in October. I wasn't able to also do that as well. So, but now I will. I'll try to make time, and then we'll see how long we can take as long as we need to for this project. So I think this will be fun, and we'll get more. I'll get more assets out, and you guys have fun helping me out with this, right? We're gonna do this as a team with all of your ideas. That we're working together, and that's. I'm just a little upset that there's no. We haven't had any ideas yet, so. Okay, so I'm literally just trying to walk around this. I guess I'll explain a little bit more. I'm just freaking out a little bit. That's like if I don't figure out the script for this soon, I'll have to then wait a whole week, and then kind of stall on some parts of this. So would appreciate it for you guys to tell me, literally just throw anything out. I'm okay with anything. Within reason. What do you guys want? So, Sunny, who's there? Identify yourself. And then ooh, I gotta add some question marks. Ooh, let's just add that in. So before Luna, let me just add this in. So once we add those in, it's basically the same format as these ones, but this will be line code. So we define in the shorter part of the script, you can like call this function, what is this function, and it's gonna be, when you type in 3 question marks, then that equals a character, and so this character will then be called question marks, and then the color of the text line, so like this line up here. So yeah, they change different colors is based on these values, and so like they change, like this one's green, so I'll have to find a color picker to figure out what kind of color I want, but I think it'd probably be some sort of black or something. So it'll be not a specific color, I think. Let's see. Hi Summer, welcome. Good to see you. We're working on the visual novel. If you have an idea for the dream, will be Sunny's half nightmare of a bunch of different things that appear and float around in nighttime cloudy dreamscape. If you want to draw out any type of object or something, let me know. So they could be like, I'll have to figure out whether or not I want to interpret them being like in full color, or they're just a bunch of different clouds that kind of like cloud watching, where they're different shapes or something that then kind of look like something. So it's like be even more dreamy. That it's like, it's not literally like a bicycle. It's like, ooh, it's a dream cloud bicycle. Something like that. Judd, I think I interpreted your idea in a different way. So instead of it being Nightmare Moon, I changed it into Luna. So you're technically the same character, but I had to go in a slightly different direction. Negative. I'll put that in. Thank you, Summer. I'll try to figure out how to word that. Maybe I'll just copy that. And then I'll look up what a Tanopus is as well. So let me just rack my brain on what a Tanopus is. Ew. Oh, I gotcha. Exactly, yeah. I remember the episode, yeah, I just forgot what it was called. cool. Oh, these are cool. Yeah. Some sort of cosmic, dreamy horse alicorn. Well, it's not really an alicorn, it's just kind of a unicorn. I'll call it the dreamy, cosmic... Sweet, that's not an alicorn. Maybe it just has... It doesn't have any pointy bits to be like an alicorn. But it's like alicorn size, but it's not... It's just a weird unicorn. Interesting. That's pretty cool though. I like that. And it's bright because it says growl. Characters. I need a color. Color hex picker. So I can go on to... where'd my hex... There's like a one that's built into Google. Where did that go? I don't want to go to it. Ah! Nah, there's one that wants me to... wants me to pay for it. Or like allow ads or something. Let's see. There we go. I don't know why it's not showing earlier. Ooh, that does add a lot more into it. I did write a full script for this though. I did already write a 13-page script for this, so a lot to that would change quite a bit if I have to affect that. It could just be like some alluding thing, because I like to like add that into the rest of the plot rather than just being a bunch of different random shapes that Sunny's trying to interpret. Because if we do add it, I would have to then make that into an underlying thing. Because I did already make the let's see. I do have the moral where Luna's saying the Star Scout things sometimes appear as they seem. So I was under my impression that it was going to be more closer to it just being something of non-consequence. Of it being a light dream where it would have no meaning. And I feel like if I start to then add a full-on character that would have some underlying thing to it, I feel like that would change a lot too much. I'm just kind of like, I'm a little bit scared now to add that in. Ooh. I love that it's Diaz, but it's like, I'm just like, I kind of got enough that it's like I'm happy with this, and it's like I'm scared to add that in. Let's see. Wish you told about that. If you told me about that earlier, I'm sorry. I would have loved to try to add it in or like make that into a plot. Problem is that we already went through. We already went through the scripting phase where I've already figured this out, and then I already wrote out a whole like idea already, and so now to change it, now I'm like yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just trying to either super change everything or go with what I got and be happy with that, please. I'm trying not to be too let me get some water. I'm a little overeating. Let me try to think about this a little bit. Okay. What do we got? Let me slowly read through your stuff. Maybe I just fall off to touch or something. That just gets from the game to the world then. Exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, because my whole message from the outline in Moral was that it was just a dream and nothing more. So, maybe we can circle back around. If we have more ideas of just other fun objects, I would appreciate that. Let me go back to my characters because I want to finish this as well. Round this out. Let me just get a nice, change this into a nice round number. Just make this all nines. There we go. Let's see. I will add this, so I'll have in my character test to see whether or not this works. Who am I? Jeez. Let's see what we got. Error. Okay, so expected word not found. Define character. Expected statement. Okay. So I think I'm having an issue. I think I had this issue earlier too. Ah, there we go. Let's see if does that work. I have to reload it. It's very obviously it's coding, so it's gonna be very finicky with whether or not I do this correctly. Let's reload Ren'py. Jeez, okay. Might have to. I've had this, I did have this earlier, last night. Expected word not found. Define. Maybe it doesn't like question marks. I can change that into. Maybe it doesn't like question marks. We could find Q? Question mark? And then sometimes if you reload it doesn't like it. Hey, okay. So might have been like a syntax thing where it doesn't like certain not letters probably. It's probably like expecting letters. And so if I put in that question mark, it was like, I don't know. But I can still probably have the is it pitch? Sparky? Luna? There we go. So there we go. Now we defined Q, which is now the question mark, so it'll show off the character, so that when character talks, it'll be the question marks, and then it can talk. So there we go. Because I have it in the script for like one line. Luna talks somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Then we don't know who she is until she says, "We're Princess Luna." So, there we go. Yeah, fortunately, Summer, I didn't read it, but I'm just afraid that how that's starting. That I don't want to change the story, per se. I want to add what the dream things are. And then, because once I figured that part out, then I could have the characters bounce off on that and be like, Sonny's like, I think it looks like this, or like, maybe it could be like that, and then the character's like, ooh, is that? Was it this? And then it's like, then they talk about it and bounce off that. Is how most of this is structured, so that they just kind of bounce off some objects, and then think it's this or that, and then they just kind of go from there. If there's some underlying thing, I'm not sure what to do with that. I've had to restructure practically everything that I've already worked on the whole week. I'm just sad because I feel pretty confident in this story, but I'm just trying to. I'm just scared to accommodate every idea now. We can keep working on it. But yeah, let's see. Do. Great affection of the son is someone who believes that she will never even change it. Okay. That works. Yeah. So if you want to click on the pinned comment, that'll open up this document because I don't think I see you up in here. Maybe I can maybe that'll work. Where you can click on the pinned comment, and then you can look at the script and then probably read through it all, and then you can probably get some more ideas off of that. That might work better. So you can read it on your own time. But I guess for everyone else who wants to just draw on some, I'm making it. I don't know how to make it less easier. So. Okay. Alright, so it sounds alright. It's pretty awkward, huh? That's what it feels like to me. Where it's like, please. Alrighty. I'll keep coding this then. I guess I can work on adding some of the parts of the script in. At least I can figure out what to do with this. I'll put a maybe. So it'll still be somewhat there. It'll still be in my idea box here, but maybe we'll figure it out. Yeah. Let's see. So I can figure out that when Sunny wakes up, I can figure out what that looks like. So I think I want to add a. How do I do that? I think I do a backward in, and then that means a line break. Not sure how that works, but reload it. There we go. So now, oops. So we added a line break before blanks. There we go. What was that, Dream? We're gonna be it could be a different line. I'm sure to format figure out how to format this. So it could be another text box. Like this. So if I do this. Let's change mine to be, let's put this on a new line. This is bringing me back to work. Where I work out to do a lot of text editing. Blanks, what was that about? And then this will be a new line, new text box. By saying the character again, basically breaks it up into a different text box. I can, what could it be? New line. Does this mean blanks gonna happen? We could have another line break here. And what about the blanks? So that's where these blanks are going to be filled in with your guys' ideas of them being the different things. So what does that means? New line here. Not sure how Visual Studio likes to keep playing with me like that. Haha. New line. Is there a way to have it so it doesn't do the full thing there? No. No. Yeah. Too much troubling I'm trying to do because it auto adds these in. So I'll just reformat it so it looks a little better. You can definitely read this a little easier now. Let's see. Hey, welcome. I'm happy to see you. There we go. Welcome. Ray Ribbon. Little cat box. Oh, that's really cute. Wow. Didn't know we had that emoji. Cool. Let's save this. I think yeah, it'll fail right now. Because I think something is upset. No. Line break. Da 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 da. Line break. Keep hitting the wrong button. I'm not used to that backspace button there. Unless. Yeah. So this will be a full conversation with herself, where she's gonna be talking along. So the question mark will be its own thing. Gotta ask my friends about this. And Sunny leaves. Okay. Reload. So I'm working on the script, Raven. If you'd like to look at the full script, I got the pinned comment, which has the document that has the full script. So basically just working on this one paragraph right now. But if you'd like to view this, if anyone else, you're welcome to read it and comment on it. Appreciate that. Let's see. Let's try and reload this. Sometimes it doesn't want to reload, so you just kind of close out of it and then relaunch it. Somehow better. Oh boy. Before you left out a pop at the end of the first line. Ah, okay. Ah, there you go. How did all these not get it? Do. Need one here. Do. Okay. Yay! Alright, we got it. So now, we got the cutscene. What was that? Dream? Blanks and blanks. What's that about? See how they're on different lines? Otherwise, they would have been next to each other on the same line. Wait, could it be? Does this mean blanks gonna happen? And what about the blanks? There's no way that means what I think it means. Haha. No. Unless. Yeah. I gotta ask my friends about this. Suddenly it's a bright house. Yay! So, that's just the intro prologue, which was just that bit. So, it's gonna take a bit to fully figure this whole thing out. And we'll have to have visuals for every single line as well. We'll have different characters, profiles, what will kind of emote and also maybe animate. Who knows? We'll have to have music and sound effects and backgrounds and extra coding stuff where the characters can like bounce around and like move around and sometimes have to move in and out and maybe transition and then yeah. So yeah. So this won't be super simple, but I think this will be a fun little romp around. It's about a little bit since resource myself like this as well. My free time's cool. Oh, great, thank you. I actually wrote it in Notepad. I wrote it in Notepad first because like it completely removes all distractions from everything. It's a little bit simpler to have like no anything. And then I copied it into Word. Got all the spell checks. Tried to figure those out. I'm sure grammatically some things won't work. But if you guys wanted to proofread it as well, want it to be collaborative. So if you guys have any suggestions, please comment on anything on it, on that doc specifically, and I'll definitely look into it. Some things are going to be, sorry again, Summer's idea was going to be a little bit too stretching the story from what my original premise was. That stuff like that might be a little bit too out of reach. So, I do like that stuff, but I think we could have like an alluding to like some sort of literally just being a dreaming cosmic horse or something, and then we just kind of leave it at that, and it could just be a mysterious of like, what is that? Ooh. But obviously never really go anywhere with that, and especially not trying to make that into anything much larger than that. But maybe we could have maybe like one mention of it now that I know about that. With Luna, we could have in one of these questions be something like that. We could have like a fourth question or be something about that's anonymous or something. I'll add that in, and then I'll put some stars around it so it could be, because that's not finished yet. Okay, something like that. Making a note for later. I'll see what I can do. I think I was just trying to, my mind was like, no, reject, big idea, no. Let's see, what's the next part? It's not really narration, but anyway. Okay, so Maritime Bay Morning. That's the next scene. I got town start. These are just labels. They don't do anything. Or changing it from Maritime Bay to something else doesn't change anything, I can say. So these scenes. So, next part is we could have narration that says this, and then we'll get to the choice. And that'll be fun because then you can see how that looks. So paste this in, and so we'll have the narrator say this. Kindergarten, and we have Sunny. I've already formatted this in some sense. We should ask first. Okay. Town is buzzing with activity. Let's change this into a new text box. Is near the new line. Paper zipper near to hanging out in streets. New line, and Hitch and Sparky are in the community garden. End quote. Let's see if that works. Ah, okay. Ah, I see it. Yay, okay. Okay, there we go. Town is bustling with activity. Izzy is near the smoothie stall. Pip and Zip are hanging out on the streets, and Hitch and... Did I say Hitch and Zip? Pip and Zip are hanging out on the streets. And Hitch and Sparky are in the community garden. I'm sure this can change. I'll have backgrounds for these So don't you worry. Just trying to get the text in. Okay, who should I ask first? Oop, that's the menu. Okay. And then we'll get the choice, which I'll figure out my syntax for that. That's a menu. So add this in. So we'll change this to be the characters. So we'll get this to be Izzy. And so we'll jump to Izzy. Izzy choice. Make these lowercase. Change this. Be pip and zip. And this will be zip. Could just do PZ choice. And then we also get, that'll work. We'll see. Hitch and Sparky. And then we jump to Hitch choice. So obviously we don't have these right now. We don't have these choices yet, so we can't really jump to them. So jumping would be to jump to another scene. So if I wanted to, I could have this one go to start, and that'll bring us back to scene start. And so if this works, I'll be able to I have to save this again. There we go. So we got our Izzy, Pip and Zip, and Hitch and Sparky. So I click on Izzy, we should go back to the start. Cutscene. So start is label start. Scene start. Let's change this into something else. So that's literally the game start. Let's change this to game start. And then that should work. Reload it. What is that? Expected colon not found. Game start. There is a colon. Ah, not colon here. Beep. Reload. Save. Reload. Reload. I always get stuck trying to reload these. So this is Ren'py. As seen in Doki Doki Literature Club and a whole bunch of other fun visual novel games. So I'm able to open all these with codes, a whole bunch of fun stuff. So I'm learning. This is my first time. Line 3 expected game start. I still got it wrong. Line 3. Label. Let's change that back, because I think that's actually the game start rather than being a scene. So I want scene something else. Sunny wake up 1. 1. And then let's see if that works. This is for Minecraft during summer when I went to a film production / coding class. Oh, awesome. Man, all I did for summer class, or like a summer, actually I did a couple fun summer classes. I went to Digipen, which I think is in the same building as Valve in Seattle. And I did a stop motion course in my local area. So that was really fun. I don't think I was I was too young to do Minecraft at the time. Let's see. There's first, Izzy, beep. So it goes back to the cutscene instead of Sunny Wake Up 1. Interesting. I'll have to figure that out later. But now it kind of restarts, so we can kind of go back to before that. Maritime start, pip and zip, and then they explode. So, we're back. So we'll have to make these choices as we go. On the whole, then I think, even if we add in the Tantabus, even if we add that in, like most of the, I had the conversations be mostly about not the dream. Yeah, if you read through the full script on the thing there, it'll be, they mostly talk about other stuff, mostly just the other characters or how they kind of have other qualities and stuff. Q is the question marks. So it's like when a character is not quite revealed yet, but it's like they're off screen and it's like, maybe I talk with you, and it's like you don't know who they are yet. They're like off screen, and so they're undefined until they say like, "Hello, I am character," and then they become the character name. But I just need to code that in as a separate character so that they can have their little text box say that or something. And so Q then, I wanted to put the question marks literally here, and then Ren'py was like, "That's not a letter," and so it exploded. So having it be something different from having that being syntaxy way. So that was my workaround with that. How are we looking? This is nothing. How are we doing on time? I forgot how much time we got. Ooh, about halftime. Okay. We might be able to get Izzy in then and see how that looks. Start thinking about some of these other dreamy stuff. So probably would want to work on figuring out this animated dreamscape stuff, but if I don't know what's in it, it's gonna be a little tricky. Some other yeah. Let me know. Open for ideas. There we go. Comments from YouTube or the Drive comments. Google Drive. I guess it's the Google Doc script comments. Which again, you can check out the pinned comment to get to that script, and I'll probably also put it in the. Let's put it in Discord in case you can't get to it. I'll put it in the. Maybe we'll put it in the stream ideas. Let me do that real quick. What do I want? I want this one. I want to share it with Discord. That is not the. That's a script instead of the copy link. Okay. Discord. Paste. There we go. Yeah, you guys can see that. Comment with ideas for the dream. There we go. Okay. So at least that'll help you guys with that. Let's go back to Izzy. So we'll have a new scene. So we have to change this Izzy, scene Izzy. And so we'll comment this to be the character choice. Scene Izzy. So we'll change this to be Izzy so that if you choose, so character choice, if you choose Izzy, jump to scene Izzy, and then we get the next part. And then at the end of scene Izzy, then we jump back to this scene, and then we get to redo this question again. Yeah. I was trying to decide whether or not it probably doesn't add too much, but I could probably either jump directly back to literally this version of it, or I can have at the end of every option have a duplicate of it, but they all go back to the same place, so it doesn't really change anything past that. So it just removes some redundancy, but I think that might be actually the better choice, because then I don't have to add and remove. It'll get complicated once I add in backgrounds and characters, is that if somebody's get mixed up, or you jumped from one to the other, or you start referencing halfway through, then it gets worse. Because you might like halfway through have a choice that references something else that creates a character setup, and then what if that extra scene that you're trying to refer back to just to jump back to that same code has a different background in it, and so like you're reading through and it just switches just because you reuse some of the code. So that might be easier just to have it little just being more linear. That might be for the best. Woo! Excuse me. Okay. So if you choose Izzy, you're still in the same spot until we swap out the background. So we'll get the prefab talk. I have to indent this, move these over, or else Ren'py gets mad. Okay. So this is easy. Change this to be narrator. This narrator's gonna say that. Okay. So Sunny. Right, Izzy's got the imagination to make sense of this all. Narrator. Sunny walks up to Izzy. Izzy, hey friend, what's up? This could be a new line. Sunny, Izzy, I got a bit of a problem. Izzy, woo! Is this like when the world was at stake, or when our friendship was in jeopardy? Or is this a I don't know what ingredients to put in a smoothie kind of problem? Sunny, maybe somewhere in the middle. I wanted to say that so I can have, because obviously you're going to do a choice. So if you say like, if Sunny preemptively kind of chooses one, or like sides with one side or the other, I feel like that I'm making these weird little things here and there. I was like, maybe you don't really know which way to get the players get to figure this out, so I had to add that in. Let's add a new line, new text box. Oh, okay, so when you delete that, that's good to know. So when you add a new line, you gotta add that. Add the ending quotation back in. New line here. New line. I'm not sure if this will fit. We'll see how this gets interpreted. Scene. Refresh. Maybe somewhere in the middle. Okay. Oh yeah, there's no commas here. There we go. Izzy, jump. Ah! Cannot find Izzy? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you couldn't find Izzy? Oh! Let's see. Jump. IZZY. Scene. Izzy. IZZY. I'll change this to have the same points as here. Maybe because it's literally the same text as the character? Nope. Okay. Could not find label is a choice. What do you mean? That thinks it's the same thing and like highlighted both of these. So that means that's the same thing. I'm a little confuzzled. Let's see. Jump is a choice. Cannot find label. It's just, what? Let's see. Oh, you call it label. Well, how do I label start? Label choice, label quit. I wonder if that's my problem. Maybe I need to make these labels instead. Label start. I change these all to labels. Yep. That's what I want. Label end. Okay. Save that. Label quit. Yep. Okay. So why was it working earlier then? Ugh. Oops. Expected a bop. Character tests. Expected. Wait. Label. Care test. Oh, it's because these are spaces. They should be underlines then. Label that. Label. Anytime street. Label. Sunny. Look up. 1. Do you like that? Label end. Nope. Expected to save it. Label end. Yay. Okay. This is debugging with Yoshi. Okay, here we go. Okay. Izzy. Bop. We went back to Sunny Wake Up one. Izzy choice. I wanted to go to Izzy choice. I wanted to go to Izzy choice. Might have to restart this whole thing again. Okay. Let's restart it. And then we'll see. Where does this take us? Okay. Izzy. Right. Yay! Okay, we did it. Cool. Okay. That works. Hi. Hi, Cookie. Welcome. We're working on the visual novel. You can check out the pinned comment. That is the link to the Drive script. So I did write out about 13 pages worth of script here. So if you want to read through all these, they got different paths and different jumps and goes to different places. But I put it in hopefully reasonable reading. But if you like jump on each one, then they kind of jump around. But that's all good. Most of what I wanted today was also trying to figure out what the dream is. Is that there's going to be there's going to be a cutscene at the very start, where there's going to be a bunch of different things and objects that kind of appear and float around in the nighttime cloudy dreamscape. I'm going to change this to be, because I'm thinking, instead of trying to draw them out in different colors, I think I want to be is a bunch of different clouds that appear like objects that float around in I feel like I'm doing like an AI, like I want this to look like this. Draw me a picture that looks like this. I have to do all these little scripty bips. So that's where you guys can come in. I'm open for ideas of what these different clouds will look like, and then those will be interpreted. The characters will be like, I thought I saw like something that kind of shaped like this, and the character's like, ooh, are you sure it wasn't shaped like that? Because that kind of looks like similar, and then they kind of talk about it. So throughout the whole script, they're kind of like that. I think Summer's idea was some evolved version of the Tanibus, which was a Dreamy Cosmic Unicorn or something. I'm gonna add that as a maybe, because the rest of it does have more emphasis on Luna and how she says that the dreams are as they appear and nothing more. So as Sunny's trying to figure this out and like trying to ask her ask her friends questions about like, what does this mean? What do you think this cloud means? Does that mean something bad's gonna happen? What about the blinks? Does that mean that's gonna be bad? Oh no. And she starts freaking out and is like asking her friends like, do you think this means this? And then friends are like, oh no, I think this probably means that or something. So I think incorporating Tanibus is probably going to be adding conflicts with the original script that I had and already written out. So, but I'm open for ideas for the other stuff, with those other things. So it'll be some sort of anime cutscene where it'll be kind of floating around. The pause for 2 seconds is just for the Ren'py to just hang on this scene for just a bit before she talks here, before she gets to here. What was that dream? What was that about? What could it be? Ooh, what could it be? There's no way that means what I think it means. Haha! No. Unless. Whoa! Ask my friends about this. She leaves. And then the characters are there. Who should ask first? Once we had a background, it'll be a little easier to read these. And I got Izzy. Right, Izzy's got the imagination to make sense of this all. Walks up to Izzy. Hey friend, what's up? Let's add in a background. I think I have... Let me open one of my folders here. I have a folder with different images. I guess I could just copy... Where was the background? Show Maritime Bay. I need to show the background earlier. Show the background. So now if we reload this, essentially nope, okay. There's background. What was that dream? Background. Doesn't make sense because he's not actually there yet. Okay. Let's copy that out. You would need to... Here. It'll be better. So that's the background for the Maritime Bay. Let's go back. And then the... big one. Restart. Should be black now. What was that dream? And then once we cut to... Now we're at the town. Now the town's buzzing with excitement. There we go. Cool. So, see how simple that is? It's just, you know, click of the wrist. Okay. Then you get to choose. We don't have these other characters in yet. But we go to Izzy. and then walk up, and then we change the background here, and then we talk. Oh, it sort of fits. Probably want to fix that a little bit. It's a little bit too long. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Raven. Thank you so much. Thank you for your thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Let's see. Let me get some juice as we mull this over a little bit. If you want to check out the script as well, would appreciate you guys to check that out in the pinned comment or in the Discord now as well. All right. So, I think I might only want to have 3 lines. I think in the final, I'll probably have to adjust this text box style, because I'm going to have some pretty long text. But I think I probably want to have the text be a little bit larger and probably just have like 3 lines. So I probably want to start formatting some of these to be a little smaller. So I probably want to cut off at Jeopardy. And then see where that went. So instead of /n here, we'll cut to be Izzy quote here, and then reload that. Hey friend, what's up? I got a big problem. Is this like when what was at stake, or when a friendship was in jeopardy? Or is this a I don't know what kind of ingredients to put on your smoothie kind of problem? I think that kind of flows better too. Where you get the full text box to get the the full effect of that, rather than trying to jam it into one box. I think that's pretty good. In a sense, I might only need like 2 lines maybe at most. I have to think about it, or at least having some more line breaks up here, or have the lines a little bit longer. Let's show character a little bit earlier. Show Maritime Bay. Actually, we don't need the character quite yet until you choose the character. And then Izzy shows up, and then just to have some sort of visual. Move this here. Reload. There you go. So I got this mysterious character that'll show up once you... So if I go back in time, choose Izzy. Setting talks, walks up, and then here's Izzy. Hey friend. I think that dissolve doesn't work, but I think that's fine. We'll figure out those effects later on as well. Let me just check one more thing. Looking good. Yep, okay, cool. I was just checking the time. Making sure how long I've been going, because I can't tell from my regular time box. Okay. Listen. I need to tell you about something else. How does it get to somewhere else? Oh, it just goes to the next line, which is that part. Okay. So I need a new menu. So I only need 2 this time. So this will be the Izzy choices. So instead of being it literally being Izzy, I need my text. Let's see. Oh, I got comments. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, there'll always be some grammatical stuff. Thank you, Cookie. I like to not see that. There you go. In my way. Okay, I need the dream. And I need the best smoothie flavor. I was also thinking as like a joke, like to have like at the beginning some sort of like English versus UK option or something, so you can have whether or not you want flavor or flavor as a change. So it'll just be like the exact same script, but it just as use into into the letters. Maybe it's a DLC or something later. I don't know. So jump, Izzy, Dream, and Izzy, Smoothie. Okay. So then, already you're jumping from one choice that expands into two choices that then will wrap around back into the three choice again, but then you can choose this one to then add two more, and then Hitch and Sparky gets two more, and then that repeats, or that'll end it from there. That then gets into the Luna phase, where then you get two or so questions, and then based on that, and then we can have variables, whether or not it like adds up whether or not you chose this one or this one, and then at the end do a flag check to be like, did you choose this many questions or this way or this way? And if the value was greater or less than a certain value, then it'll then jump from one to the other or include or exclude some certain lines. That's what the ending at the bottom sort of about. I see some comments. Is that if you choose something in the middle, you get this line. What if you choose something else? I think I was gonna add some. I think I was gonna have it add like the common ending might have like one or two lines added in. I'm not sure. This is the common ending, and then if you choose one or the other, then it goes into the specific ending, then ending one. But if you choose the other values, the other choices that then create different values in flag checks there, then it'll add a skipped in a different choice here. So yeah. Question ever that goes into adding a U option. It's the UK. Yeah, that's why I'm not trying to. At least just trying to get the game out first. Will probably be the first part. Probably ideal here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So now we got the two choices here between the Dream and the best smoothie flavor. So if we choose one or the other, then we'll get those. And then, so the way that I set it up right now is that you get one character, you get the three characters, you can talk to each character once. So you have to choose one or the other between each character. And so that's where all the sighting is of like whether or not you want to talk about the Dream each time. Then you get ending one. If you talk about the bottom one for all three of them, then you get ending two. But if you kind of mix and match whether or not you choose Dream from one and then two bottom ones, then you get the middle one. So that's why I set that up. So obviously I have to figure out how to actually do that, but for the most part I think that's how most of these things are set up for these characters. So let's get apparently label, and then we get Easy Dream, beep, and then we just keep going. Doopy 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 doopy. Scrolling up my script. Okay, so let's see. That's this part. Paste. So these slightly long-ish conversations, but they're fun. I try to make them as in character as possible, but if there's something I kind of based him more, when I was writing it, I based him more on the G4 characters of whatever their analogous was. So I kind of made Izzy maybe a little too Pinkie Pie, but I tried to dial it back a little bit, but most of it is kind of more closer to how Pinkie Pie is more Pinkie Sense and Fourth Wall-y kind of stuff kind of happens. So, but she makes references to G5 locations and stuff. You know, the different in-world G5 stuff, but the way that she talks about it is more how Pinkie Pie would. So it's been a bunch of Twilight and Pinkie Pie talking to each other for this, and then I think Zip and Pip are more, yeah, they're pretty, I wasn't consciously thinking, but I think now, I think Pip and Zip are more, Pip is more Rarity, and then Zip is more Rainbow Dash. But I wasn't consciously thinking in that way. So, excuse you. And then Hitch and Sparky. I think I had Hitch be more less country Applejack. Where Applejack would be just be like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be the more sane one here and be like, okay, it's alright, Sugar Cube, but try to take some of that apple jackiness out of her. And just make it be more like, I'm here for you at Sugar Cube, like it's gonna be okay. You know, like what did you want to say? But just more less southern. And then Sparky is a baby, so I just made him go growl. And I think at the end he says jowry, and let it just try to spell it weird. So, but like he kind of like phonetically figured out, and it's like, I don't have that. Yeah, so that's kind of how I went about it. So, let's see though. Looking at these two in, so I'll just kind of go back and format all these. Same way for all these. I knew this would happen. Yeah, my dream said that you would tell me about your dream. So yeah, that's how that works. Oh yeah, my dad just came down. My dad just came downstairs and then just coughed. You know, I usually tell my parents to be a little bit quiet, more usual than usual, but they're getting over something, so it'll probably be a while before they feel more right at rain. Let's see. Surprisingly, both my parents got caught up with something, but I'm the only one who didn't really get sick, so I don't know how that worked. Squee. In a case, maybe this can be a sound effect. Yeah, let's make that a sound effect instead. So to do that, I think I will have just I'm gonna make a note by having it be a hash mark, hashtag here. It just means it's a comment, so only I can read it. And then when the software runs it, it doesn't actually it doesn't parse this as a real thing. Squee. Okay. So I can get rid of that, but now I have sound effects squee for Izzy. Okay. Okay. Was your dream more of a lucid or a prophetic? I'm not sure if this will fit, but we'll figure this out. Or maybe it was a false awakening. So we'll add some quotation marks here. Make this Izzy. It's not a repetitive, but I think this comes with the job. Here we go. Okay. Now it's gonna tell me it's a night terror, line break, or a nightmare. Where'd you guys go? There you go. Sunny. Well, line break here. Oh, there were some blanks. So yeah, the blanks here, they'll always be whatever we choose for the clouds, the dream objects. whatever you guys chose. We'll have them be, have the characters kind of refer to them and be like, I think I saw that. So, obviously I don't have that, so right now I can't really add that in too well. Let's see. Gasp. It's worse than I thought. Slash in. I got just what you need right here. Yeah, I'll have to reformat somebody's text boxes. Ooh, we got the narrator. Because you do have to explain things. Because with animation, I could just have that be Lily, just have her do this. With visual novel, you kind of have to make it more of a. You're supposed to just like write it down. I swear it was just here a minute ago. I'll go check. Let's make this a new text box. It's way more obvious that she's gonna go. That's what her motivation is like, I'm gonna go back. If you didn't get that, I'll go check. That was part of the Albuquerque Weird Al song. You got any glazed donuts? I'll go check. Okay, sigh. Oh well. Who should I ask next? And then we jump back to the options again. So we'll jump back to this choice, but I think I'm going to literally copy and paste it here. So in this case, we get, if you choose Izzy from the Izzy choice, which I'll go ahead. I was gonna make it, I could either remove Izzy from the dialog box here because I know I'm gonna make each one of these unique, or I can still have it be there to be like, oh look, I can still kind of choose it, and then you get a dialogue that says like, I don't need more information from them. I'll call this Izzy complete or something. Like I already did it. Actually this would be, because it would be a common one. Pony. Like you already asked, what is there a term for that? Like I already talked to you. Pony answered. Yeah. It's like you already answered. So do that. Since we are label Pony answered. And so for here, Sunny, welcome back. We'll say checking my script. I have a lot of I only said pony 3 times in the whole script. There we go. Beep, beep. I don't think I'll get more answers by asking again. Okay. So let's check. Okay. Restart it. Choose Izzy. Choose the dream. Check back on Izzy. I don't think I'll get more answers by asking again. Alright. Whew. Okay. And then talk. Awesome. Izzy. Welcome to Izzy. I need to ask about the dream. I had a weird dream. Get some blanks. It's for some that. Here's a here. I'll go check. Be right back. Trots off. Wish I asked that. Izzy. I don't think I'll get that's where I ask it again. Oh, she's gone. But awesome. All right. I'm just happy that that worked. Cool. This is only like scratching the surface with all this. Okay. So let me add another if click on repeat pony, then you get this. And then this is character test for labels. Okay. And this is the Izzy dream asked. Then it gets these choices. Okay. So from here we need to make the opposite, that if you choose it smoothie flavored, then we jump to label Izzy smoothie. And then we fill this again, and then we get another choice, and then we go back to exactly the same thing as this one. And then if we do pony answer, then you get the same question again. But if we choose these other characters, and you get PZ choice or Hitch choice, then those will go to their own objects as well. Okay. Whew. And then we haven't even touched Luna yet. Boy. Okay, so this is why it's good to get everything in line first. This is why it's important to make sure that you're organized. Because I feel pretty organized with all this. Because I already wrote this out in a pretty succinct way that everything kind of flows together right. It's already kind of checked a lot of this stuff that's like, I know that most of this stuff will already work, so it's good to have some other external script or something to make sure that I'm checking to make sure everything is going good before trying to code it. And welcome. I think you're Sasha. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. But yeah, it's already got all this already written out. I'm just kind of just placing it in rather than trying to come with it on the fly or anything kind of too crazy. Best smoothie flavor. Here we go. Okay. So now I got it. Okay. So I've actually been meaning to ask you about something. Dot. Go on. I wanted to follow up on there we go. Your favorite smoothie flavor? Oh, that's an easy one. Pineapples and potatoes. Wait, in the same smoothie? Yep. And I wanted some sort of sound effect again here. So we'll do another sound effect. Another squee or something. I don't know. Yep. Line break. It's a tradition in Bradwood. Line break, or I think it was text box. I haven't had it in a while. Line break. Ooh, maybe I can make it for you next time. That's all right. I'm glad you tried our smoothies here in Maritime Bay. This some of this stuff got a little bit weird. I kept rewording this because I was thinking like some of this. I'm glad you tried our smoothies in Maritime Bay. The original was more like, I'm glad you're more accepting of our own, you know, Earth Pony traditions. I'm glad you're assimilating into our traditions or something. It was like there's a little like undertone stuff that I was like, wait a minute, like, this is getting bad. So it's just like, whoops, uh-oh. So I was like, well, let's try to make this a little better. There's some more racy stuff that's like, it's like, whoops, glad I'm not live streaming this with these original versions of these text. I was like, uh-oh, whoopsie. But that happens a lot. I'm like, sometimes I write something in the script and then for my animations, my cartoons, and then like I always try to PC it or try to make sure that everything's okay, you know. I might start storyboarding it and then be like, ooh, that design's not gonna work. Whoa. Or like, ooh, okay. So I try to, you know, be conscious of everything as I go along and try to make sure that current events aren't happening. Which is unfortunate because as I was working on the movie, of course, Queen Elizabeth died, rest in peace, and I was like, whoops, I have a queen in my story. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm close enough to finish chapter 7, but now it's like chapter 6 has been out for a while. Is anyone actually gonna start thinking about this? Like, how much consciousness are you guys gonna read like this? And I was like, it's a couple months, you know, like, okay. This is like, oh no, is my queen, bad queen, okay enough? Like, you know, all this like kind of stuff just kind of comes out, and I was like, uh-oh. So, I'll try to be as good as possible. It's like, it's gonna be, yeah. So it happens. Obviously, I can't really foresee everything, but I'm just thinking about that. Smarter stuff in the cartoons could have happened. I had some alternate ideas for a lot of stuff over the years. And I'm sure if I watched some of the older ones that I wasn't as conscious of, like, making sure that everything's good. That some of it probably skirted by a little bit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have this kind of character do this, and that'll happen, and then not care about this person. Whoops. Let's see. I want a big no. And she has to like retract here. As a new text box. Line break. I mean, that's alright. But yeah. Thankfully, no one really. No one's been on a dial for me. No one's trying to get anything on me to yet. So, that's good. Come on. Ooh, if I go right now, line break, I can be back from Broadwood in time for dinner. So this is in the morning. I wasn't actually sure how far away Broadwood is, because they'll never explain anything that's farther than Maritime Bay. Fred. Great, be back soon. See ya, buddy. Change that to friend. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay. See ya, friend. There we go. Narrator. Easy trots off. Cool. Okay. Sunny. Woo. Remind me to fill up on lunch today. Oh yeah. About the pineapples and potatoes. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of like Google searching to like try to figure out A lot of this stuff, like for full script, I went through a whole bunch of different stuff to make sure that I was more accurate than not. So the pineapples and potatoes came from the original version of this was about pizza flavor or pizza toppings. It was gonna be what not to put on a pizza, and I was like, well, of course the easy answer is pineapples, but I love pineapple pizza. I liked it before people told me that it's not a good thing. So I had pineapple pizza as a kid, and it's like, I love it. It's so sweet and great. I love it. And then the ham is great. Get a nice little, like, sticky, you know, kind of a little crunchy with the nice squishy soft sweet pineapple. It's great. So I was like, well, let's put it maybe back, because pizza is in the show in G5, so I was like, well, that'll work, you know, per se. But then I thought, like, well, because I like pineapple, so I was like, don't want to yam on my own self. And it's like, well, maybe smoothies is just the easier way to put it back into the G5 universe, a little bit easier, so might as well. So I rewrote a bunch of this to change pizza into flavor smoothie. So, but then I had to look up like what combinations of flavors don't work well. So, I did look up online, and there was like a do and do not with smoothie flavors, and it's like, or what actually makes you have digestional problems. And so I've read that if you have a meal with fruit and vegetables together, then apparently that's bad. So I was like, okay, got a fruit. And what's a weird vegetable-y dumb thing? I was like, I don't know, potatoes. But apparently I then looked up that's like, oh, pineapples and sweet potato smoothies are a thing. So I just changed it to potatoes, and I was like, I hope that'll work. But I just... Once I wrote that out, I try to figure out how that would taste, and I almost threw up. I was like, trying to figure out like the textures of like mashed potatoes mixed with pineapple, and I started to almost throw up. So I was like, that'll be good. All right, good. All right, I'm onto something. Oh man. Ideas. Zips. Idoliz Rainbow Dash. That's her dream. Ah. Yeah, maybe if Zips reads all about the Guardians. Yeah, I think that'll work. Because they'll kind of have alternative versions of the Guardians of Friendship. But then there's no sixth one unless Sparky or Sprout's the sixth one. So... yeah. Unless it's Misty, you know, there's got to be some other character to kind of round them all out. Let me just ask next. And then we jump back to the options. So we'll get rid of that because I don't need that. But I will need this part. So we'll change this to smoothie asked. And then if you choose Izzy again, but not really again, because it'll be on a different... You have to do this on a second route. You have to play the game. Whoops, you have to play the game a couple times to see all the answers. Then you get the pointing answered, which then is this pointing answered, which then says that. And then if you choose Pip and Zip, then you get to those. So, hopefully that's alright. Let's see. There's other Ren'py. Ah! Trying to keep it on top. There we go. You want to save it. Reload. Paper's rarity. Yeah! I think that'll be good. Cutscene. What was that dream? What was that? Oh yeah, okay. I saw smoothie and I was like, it's not smoothie time yet. Izzy. Let's walk up to Izzy. Hi, Izzy. Well, you got a problem? What do you got? Talk to me about the dream. I had a weird dream. What was the dream? I don't know.
I'll be right back. What's your ass ask? Easy. I'm not gonna get more questions answering that again. I guess you would also need to jump to... No, not really. You would just need to get the question again. You would need to show the box again. Yes. Or I would need to... Oh, this would be complicated. I forgot that you had to have... I'll figure this out. In the meantime. So if you click on Repeat Pony, then it needs to also know who you last asked. I would have to have some variables. Huh. Yeah, I'll leave that for... I'll save this for future me to figure out. Figure it out, me. Figure it out, future me. Okay, good. Let's talk to Izzy. Okay, I need to ask Izzy about the best smoothie flavor. Yep. Beep. You need to ask something. Go on. Want to follow up on your smoothie flavor? That's easy. Potatoes, pineapple potatoes, and the same smoothie. Yeah. It's random. I think it was. I haven't had it in a while. Ooh, maybe I can make it for you next time. That's right. I'm glad you tried our smoothies here in Bear Type A. Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe some other time. Wait, no. Well, no, till you try it. No. I mean, that's alright. Ah, come on. Ooh, if I go right now, I can be back for dinner. Whoop. Great, be back soon. See you, friend. Easy trots off. Well, remind me to fill up on lunch today. Alright, who should I ask next? Then you can choose from here. If you choose Izzy again, I'll look at my answers again. And hopefully you get another box, and then it'll know which one you just asked, and then it'll work. Which I don't think I got that figured out yet. Then, yeah, then it just goes back to here again. But if you go back to here, which we haven't programmed this part yet, but oh well. But yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can quit. Well, not really quit. I want to go back to, yeah, main menu. Okay. So Izzy, Dream, Izzy, then you get stopped. Okay. Main menu. Start. Yeah. Izzy, Smoothie, Izzy, break. Cool. Okay. We're good. Okay, I think that'll do it for me today. Jeez. Okay. And just for context, this is the start. Starts up here. Cutscene, then we forgot the characters. And then we talked to Izzy for these two questions. And then some other stuff, and then character question, character test down there. So that's what we got so far. Is that much. My script, which we got up to here. Can't even show the whole thing. Looks like this. So yeah, we got up to page 3, or maybe 2.5, out of 13 or so, and then yeah, I think most of it is just like the endings are pretty long, because like ending 3. Where's ending 2? Yeah, ending 3 is like pretty long. Then ending 2. Ending 2 is like probably the longest looking like. Then ending 1. It's that much. And then the common ending before that. So then all the Luna parts, and then I guess we'll fix some of those parts here. And then some more there. And then we got up to where we were. So And then this is just a dialogue as well. As you saw, like I had to add some of the choices as well as some, we'll have to do all the visuals as well. It's backgrounds, sound effects, coding, make sure that these variables work out so we can figure out the ending. So we can get the ending choices, get those different routes with that. And then some extra, I want to say swagger, of animations for the characters themselves and coding wise, so they can bounce up and down or something. Because again, one of the endings, well, I think they're all the endings have all the characters in it. So to show all of them at the same time, I have to figure out how to do that. Will it count up here or not? Well, there we go. So, big thing. Homework for you guys is please read the script. Read it in full. I know somebody's text changes here, and we'll keep adjusting the script. And please, if you have ideas for what the dream would look like, what kind of cloudy stuff that'll appear in the dream, I'm open for ideas. So please comment either during the streams or in the Google Doc, the script comments, which is also linked in the Discord. So, whew, there we go. That's toaster time. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright. Speech recognition. Don't need that. Okay. I don't even know why I opened that apparently. Let me get some juice right here, and then we'll commence toasters. Trying to swallow away from the mic. I think apple juice was not the best choice for getting a... I don't have a smooth throat. My throat really hurts. Let's go. All right. Yeah. So this will take, I mean, it was a whole endeavor to just make that full script. So that's why I was freaking out a little bit earlier. I was like, wait, you want me to change the whole script? I was like, uh-oh. So hopefully, I'll try to incorporate your ideas as best I can, but obviously know that, I can't do 100% on every idea, because otherwise, if your ideas start to conflict with each other, then it's like, uh-oh. So, yeah. Let's see. See you guys next week. Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully you, listened to what I said a little bit earlier. You just to check the, script and make sure you can, comment whatever you want. Within reason, obviously. Thank you so much, guys. Let's see. Check on that. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's see. Welcome, Brony. What kind of questions can we ask? Not sure what you mean. Like what? Into what context? Brony HTF Fanatic. Nice name. Is that for, yeah, for what kind of questions? Like, do you mean here or like on the script? 'Cause comments are mostly gonna be like how Cookie already commented a little bit to say like some of the wording and grammar could be flipped around or something. I'll have to dive in that a little bit. Yeah, mostly what I'm looking for is to figure out some visuals for what the dream would look like, and then that's as really far as I really need you guys to help me with that, because on the whole now I got most of the script figured out, because once I figure out what you guys figure out for the dream, and then I can figure out what visuals go in, and then I can have the characters refer to it. Because if you read it, then it's like there's a bunch of blanks, and so the blanks are what the visuals of what Sunny saw in her dream. So again, if it's a bicycle, then it'd be like Sunny later on is like, hey Izzy, I thought I saw a bicycle in my dream, and then Izzy's like, whoa, that means
and then she can go off on that. But I can't really make that exact tangent without knowing the original object or something. So um, that's why there's a lot of they fight in there. But yeah, so I think for next time we can either I'll probably work on this throughout the week, so I'll probably keep doing what I did today of like copy pasting the script in, make changes here and there. I'll keep updating it, so I'll probably have the full script hopefully by next week, and then we'll probably, to make it a little bit more varied or show the next step, to move things along. Excuse me. I'll probably work on I'll show off the visuals. So we'll have maybe do some customizations for like the text box, maybe how the character names, like the little name tags can look. Get the font. Basically just make the text bubble maybe look okay. And then if we finish that, then we can move on to some of the main character profiles. We can make the different expressions. We'll make those with the Toon Boom puppets that I've made. And then later on down the road, as a roadmap, we'll have to make the puppets for Hitch and Sparky. They're about to be their own separate streams. And then way after that, those are done. Probably in the meantime also finished more coding. So might just be like maybe 1 or 2 more streams after that to be the final touches for the game. So might only take maybe another month or so if we do one each week, so probably not much longer than a full month. So then we can probably do some Christmas streams or something related to that, or some nice wintry end of year kind of stream, kind of New Year-y kind of streams, little look back or something. So I guess we could always pause the visual novel to do one of those year in review kind of stuff, but would be nice to just have that done for the end of the year, something like that. Oh, I forgot to wave to you. Sorry, Brony. I do this to everyone. Okay, hi. Good to see you. Derpy is one of my favorite characters. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. What do you like about her? What makes her your favorite? I know for me it's like always is my first character that I saw from the show way back when in early 2011. I saw some meme sites that post a bunch of. Remember when meme sites were a thing? I saw a pony post way long ago. Thank you, real fan. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good day. Thank you. See you next time. Is she silly? She is silly. Yeah, I think that was the first GIF I saw was from Pinky Keen. So like when Derpy dropped all the different big objects on Twilight. I was like, oh yeah. She cute. Dropping the whole piano on Twilight. And then later on, learning that she apparently had an animation error. It was like the clumsy Smurf. Yeah, and I was like, that made me appeal. Then I started to like learn animation, really get into it more properly. Yeah, that really opened up a lot of opportunities for the cartoon series. Was to have her as a male pony, off and on the court of on the show and my cartoons. It's having her be the delivery person made making scenarios a little bit easier, because it always be like Derpy delivers a letter to And that could be literally anyone. So she can go to anywhere and any place and just be like, I'm going to hand delivering this letter to you. Or it is an important delivery for you. Delivery. What was it? Oh, because you the animation error. The way that I played with the double rain boom puppets way back when, they were set up in Flash, and the way that the eyes were set up was that each eye was its own container, and so you couldn't move both eyeballs at the same time. You couldn't move both pupils. So if you wanted to animate both pupils at the same time to have them like look at one way or the other, you would have to like move one eye and then get out of that eye symbol container box and then go out and then go into the other eye and then move that pupil up. And so it became really easy to just like have the eyes sometimes, you know, be a little bit wonky because you can't really move both. So it's like I understand like if the animators for the first episode had Derpy's eyes just be askewed, because like it's easier than not to have the eyes be off. So because I'm sure like the way that the show character puppets are set up probably in a similar way, they wouldn't be that much different, I would think. So even when I was making my puppets, I was like trying to be as conscious of that as possible. I was like, if I'm gonna make my own original puppet, what would I want it to be? How would I want to operate it? It's like, do I want to operate it where I struggle to move the eyes at the same time, or try to figure out a different system? So guess what? I found a different system, and whoops, you can do it actually way easier by just having the pupils be on the same level, and you can click on one or the other or at the same time and then select both and then move them around wherever you want. So yeah. But I like having the eyes just be like not completely chameleon, but I just, even with my own V2 puppet right now, they're like, one's like slightly higher than the other. So it's not too extreme. And I might want to plush a Derpy. I collected so many Derpies over the years. I got the Build-A-Bear one. That was really fun. She's like huge. Looking at her. Yeah, I get a big collection. Let me see what I got. Move this around so I can see. Oh, I got a USB. Does this even work? Is this sound working? I got a USB. I got the vinyl one. What is like a pop one? Like a Funko Pop? A little tiny chibi one. That's one of the plush ones. I remember at one of the conventions there was like one of the more chibi style with the smaller legs plush. I remember like carrying that around. I would have her on my head. And then some guy was like, hey, nice derp. And I was like, thank you. And I made some paper crafts of her too. That was like a couple years ago where I made on live, on a stream, I made some Derpy paper crafts where they're kind of like origami, but you can cut and glue different pieces together. And that was really fun, making my own template. I also got a mouse pad that has Derpy on it. Let's see. Yeah. I think that's about it, really. Just here and there, it might be skewed. I think I'm just never really into like super collecting everything. Mostly just, you know, focus on the ones that's like, oh, this will be fun or useful. A lot of them are practical, like the mouse pad and the USB. It's like I can use that day to day, so like I can have her and customize and be like, oh look, there she is. But yeah, I wasn't like trying to collect like every single version of her or anything. That'd be too much. Yeah. Thank you, Wesley. Love to you too, and a lot of those baby heads. Nice. Let's see. Did I run out of apple juice? I did. It did run out of apertures. Oh. Okay. Let's see. So we talked about the visual novel. What about if I get it to a playable state at some point? Probably not with visuals yet, but just have like I'll probably just have like the full text script imported. I might think about putting it on distributing it, putting it somewhere, exporting it, so you guys can test it. Have you guys play tested, I guess. I think that'll be fun, so you guys can make sure that there's no holes in anything with all the choices, that everything works well, before moving on with the cleanup work, which will be to adding the visuals of the characters and the rest of it. Yeah, so probably do that. So probably within, I don't know, whenever that'll be ready. Don't want to rush it either. Let's see. Are we gonna see since has refusing my MLPs in my videos? Are you saying your MLP plushes, like it's the ones are yours that you bought, or the ones that Hasbro made? Just trying to clean that up, clarify on that. Might want to create my own version of human puppets of MLP. Oh, but now you're making them? Okay. Human puppets. That sounds fun. I know, I'm trying to switch to the Equestria Girl style. That was a huge jump, and I think I bit off a little bit more than I can chew at that time, where I wasn't used to animating with hands. So a Derpy test is probably not that great animation wise, and I'm sure you guys see that, see through the cracks of that. Whoops. So I feel like if I do it again or do a remaster at some point, I'll I think next year is probably going to be like the 10-year anniversary of it. Is that even possible? I'm not even at the 10-year mark of the channel. Oh, I am. I think I started in 2012 really early, but most of my first memories are from 2013. So I think about this time from now, in a year, might be the 10-year anniversary of Derpy Test, I think. Yeah. So that'd be fun. Maybe it'll be a nice remaster. Or I can do my scrapped story version of it. The scrapped version was like, it was going to be a love letter between Derpy and Flash. But it was going to be like a mysterious love note. That like a love letter it gets pushed under the door frame, and then Derpy gets it, and then gets the letter, and then I don't know what happens. I don't remember what happens after that. I just remember the letter going underneath the door and then Derpy getting it. And then that was going to be the first Equestria Girls video I would have done. But I was like, I don't like that. Or I couldn't come up with like an ending or something. I don't remember. So, scrapped that, and then yeah, started from scratch and then wrote Derpy Test after that. So, yeah. I don't know if the other one would have been better, but I'm glad that a Derpy Test went well. Thank you guys. Let's see. Places of MV I have are Holy Factory and Fourth Dimension. Oh, I've heard of Fourth Dimension. Yeah, that makes some good stuff. I think the director of Midnight Mirrors, I think he might have done some pony plushes, or maybe he got inspired because of, he probably got like intrigued from like all the pony plushes that he was commissioned to do, and then like doing for some conventions, and then he was like, whoa, this is, you have a whole convention about ponies, what is this? And you know, went down the pony hole, rabbit hole of oh no, it's a rabbit, oh no. Of what the Brody fandom was, and then he started doing conventions of his own on panels of how's rabbit hole better? It's not. Of doing his own Midnight Mirrors panels, where it was gonna be like a bunch of different plushies, and he's like, I'm gonna do a cartoon, and then I went to one of those panels, and was like, wow, he's gonna do a full-on weird pony thing, and he was like, he needed animators, and I had business cards, and I was like, hey, please, I want to animate, please let me. I'll do it. And then like yeah, so I got contracted from there, and even responded like a week or so ago saying like, hey, can we have you back? We want to rework on this again. So, but of course now I have a full-time job, so either I quit my full-time job that is consistent and I get more than what I was getting from Midnight Mirrors, or, you know, yeah, commit fully to Midnight Mirrors, which in the past has been self-funded, so the director's kind of using his own Kickstarter money to try and fund it, but it's really not that consistent. So, but I love animating for it, but it's just like not being able to work on it day to day, or especially not doing a full day's work every day, was always a drag. I was like, oh, how many hours do you want me to work today, director? He's like, can you do like maybe like half hour or like maybe an hour today, and then wait a couple days before we can catch back up so I can fund you again. I was like, oh, okay. So that's why it took forever to do those couple, because I could have done those 5 minutes probably in half the time, but unfortunately it just came down to business and the financing that he wasn't able to literally pay for the work that I was doing. So but now he's like, hey, can you come back? And I was like, has anything changed in the situation? And I emailed him and he hasn't responded back, so I think I'm good. So yeah, if anything changes with the financial or any kind of production wise or anything, you know, having more hands, maybe having more animators on the project besides literally just me, I'll definitely reconsider it. But for right now, it's like not looking too appealing anymore. I'm not jumping at the bit to run in back there and be like, yeah, let me back in. Because I quit on my own. I was like, this is not really working out. You know, after working for like a year and a half on it, I was like, this isn't fun anymore. We got to a point where it's like, yeah, we kind of finished most of the animation. That's like, we finished one big arc of the animation that's like, that's good. We didn't finish a pilot that was like a half hour worth of animation. And it's like, yeah, I'm good. I'll stop here. So I gave my 2-week notice, and then director said like, hey, I decline your request to quit. Can you please work for a couple more months? And I was like, wait a minute. So I was like, okay, we'll work a little bit more, and then we finished a little bit more of the arc, and then I was like, okay, can I quit now? He was like, okay. So I did think he liked me just because I was hands that knew what I was doing. But yeah, just on my side of the bargain, it wasn't working out. So wasn't any kind of creative differences. It wasn't any, you know, none of those big drama things that you hear about, you know, none of those big like, oh, I'm gonna blackmail you. You know, it was nothing like that. It was all on my terms. Nothing bad happened. It was just like, I'm not really making that much money, honestly. Doing this for this long. And I was like, can I get a different job and be like, actually, fund, you know, my insurance and whatnot in food, please? So, anyway, it was fun. I still have all the assets. Hopefully, I won't. I'll I'll archive them. But if any of you guys or anyone knows of someone else that be interested in Midnight Mares, guess you can kind of bring them to these points, you know, to be like what kind of director he is and how his situation is. So, but yeah, if you know an animator or someone creative, you might be interested. I guess you can give them a call and bring them up. But yeah, just know that know what you're getting into. But if you're interested, that'd be good. Cause he's been struggling for the last 10 years trying to work on the pilot. But now he's got so much investment into it that he's been doing some community posts, which I'll probably also talk about as well. Now we're pretty much already on time, but make this as my last thing. Who characters? Apple Bloom, Applejack, Tinder Taps. Ooh, Tinder Taps is interesting. Not many people talk about them. Cool. Derpy and Spike. Ooh, Spike. You like the Spike-based episodes? Where they de-evolutionize him into a crybaby all the time. I'll just look it up. Deviantart had a new video that released a week ago with cast introductions. I can do this real quick. So I'll have to go back to main screen. Set up the positions. Hang on. I'm resizing the screens here. Good. Okay. So this is Midnight Mares. So I worked on this video, this one, and the live streams. We could watch my own live stream on here if we want. Halfway watched some of this. I'll do these as a slideshow. So I worked on the logo at the very beginning here. So I think I worked on the logo for the animation here. So that was fun. Let's see, I get my things off the screen. So I worked on this animation with this guiding light here. So these are like a couple of seconds worth. So Flufflepuff I didn't work with directly. I worked on this one. I'm not going to show the animation of it because I'm not sure how much copyright there is or what kind of YouTube weirdness they're going to do on me. I did this part. Yeah, I did this animation. So I guess you could watch this on your own and see like what parts I allude to here. So these little ones that have the background with this purple background and the characters just kind of standing weird, and then they kind of stand on their two legs sometimes. They were like the first animations that I did for Midnight Mares, so like the worst animated versions of them. So I kind of feel bad. It's like, yeah, these are introductions, but also me trying to get used to animating into them with these characters and try to figure their new characters out. So animated this one. It was fun. I think this is the first original character that I had to make. So I had to figure out how to draw in Toon Boom. So that was a hassle. It's got the complicated all the gears and stuff. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope. Okay. Cool. These are all the cast, so you can listen to them. I think one of them mentions me, so that's nice. So animated this one. They're all kind of repeats or remixes of themselves, so it's not quite new anything. Let's see the community post real quick. So I'm not sure. I wasn't part of all these decision makings for all this stuff, but you can look through here
on Midnightmare's channel. And you can read through all this to see what you think of this. I'm not too fond of these decisions that are being added in. A lot of the stuff for these new ones I had no involvement in, so I can't really say like if these were, or can't comment to whether or not these are good ideas or not. But yeah. I feel like some of this stuff that he tried to do of whether or not if we hit the 100,000 subscriber mark, then we'll let's see what else. Oh yeah, premiere the pilot episode on this YouTube channel if we hit 100,000 subscribers. See, only if we get so many subscribers, then we'll actually release the thing that we don't have complete yet. So that eventually, you know, by the time that we do, then we'll unlock it. No, it's like, if you crowdfund this for $10,000, then you'll be a cool person. You'll be a real cool guy. So, obviously he's been doing all this crowdfunding stuff since the beginning, so this is nothing new. But it's just kind of like this much more forward push to get all the funds so that you can eventually get more hands and hopefully another animator to actually work on this again. But I don't know. Personally, it's like, can you just, you know, I don't know. At this point, it's been so long gone. I was like trying to actually do this. It's like you're still working from the ground up. I'm trying to actually get the funds so I can actually work on this. And it's like, you're already so many years late into this. It's like, how are you really gonna... Because everyone already expects you to have it done, in a sense. Because by this time for any kind of project, you would think that you're already complete with everything. But these have no animations yet. So you just kind of keep going. Oh yeah, I said that I won't be there. But yeah, that actually happened, and a couple of people went in where he publicly said that we're going in, and we're gonna have some we will have some cast coming into the to this convention, and then I'm also part of his base camp, so I can see what he posts to his castmates. So he can say like, hey cast, how you doing? So he publicly said that we're gonna have a whole bunch of voice actors, and we're gonna have this fun Pony Fest expo thing, and yeah, won't that be cool? And then like a couple days later, he was like, hey cast, do you guys want to come in? What do you think? You wanna? I'm inviting you guys to this thing. So he kind of does a lot of this stuff out of order, where he's like, I'm gonna make a bunch of trailers, and then I'm gonna make the show, and then I'm gonna pitch it to people, and then I'm gonna make the series. And it's like, wait a minute. I guess I understand why you want to make a bunch of trailers, but if at the last thing that I did was still making a trailer, it's like, wait a minute. And it's like, at what point do we actually work on it? So we're just making a bunch of sizzle reels for the last year and a half. But yeah, that was like, he announced this at the same time that Everfree Northwest in Seattle happened. So I I talked with a person that actually worked on Midnightmares at Everfree, and I showed him this post, and he was like, whoa, okay. And explained it, and I was like, huh, yeah, nothing new there. I was like, we both had common agreement. That's like, we know how the director is with this. And I was like, yeah, he's just gonna do whatever. Dude is out of order of the right systematically way of how to prepare for these kind of stuff, of like, maybe you should make sure everything's in order, prepare and be like, hey cast, would you like to come? And then publicly then say like, hey look, we have blah 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 agreed to join, and then be like, wow, okay.
But yeah, just saying like, yeah, we're gonna go. I don't know. And then we'll have some weekend stuff, and then it's like, I guess we'll figure out some stuff for the trailer or whatever to show out there. Yeah, okay. Figured it out as an afterthought. Yeah. So we shared like a minute and a half of more animatics, which is on the videos as well. But it was also like, I'm gonna delete it because like it's not really part of the whole ecosystem that he wants to show. So that's what this one was. So this one is an extended version of the extended trailer. I can't move the play yet. There we go. So this is duo cartoonist for the next minute, and then it pops to here, and then from here is where I animated. So I animated all of this fun stuff for a couple minutes. And then we got the storyboards, which I did the animatic editing for it, which unfortunately there is like a beat where I forgot to I left in some there's like 2 frames where it just goes to black, because I was like, well, it's animatic, I don't need to make this perfect, you know, everything's here and everything. So I was like, this is just, you know, show director that's like, here's what's happening, and you know, this is what it is, how's the timing and everything. But he didn't really look at it enough to edit it. He didn't edit it further to make it cleaner. And so he took the video that I had that had the 2 frames that I knew were gone that just goes to black. He left that in and didn't bother to edit that out or extend it. So that's my little watermark on that. That's like, yep, that's my video. Because I'm not gonna be able to find it. I think it's a little bit earlier or something. I think it's when they show up or something. I forgot what exact point. Obviously, it's a blink and you miss it. But maybe you guys will find it. Might be here. Or is it here? Yep, there it is. Yep, okay. Yeah, so in case you missed it, I'll do it one more time. Then it's it just goes to black for I don't know how many, half a second. It's a little bit longer than I remember. Yep, there it is. So didn't bother to fix that, huh? So that was me editing, but yeah. It gets really complicated with Toon Boom, just the way that the timelines looks so complicated. So I didn't see it. I was just export it. It's like, good enough. And it's like, it's all internal. No one's gonna look at this. No one's gonna see these storyboards. So I was like, should I fix it? Nah, it'll be okay. If I put it into the actual animation afterward, I'll definitely go back and fix it. But just for initial, like, just to get it there and get it out, it's like, well, I don't exactly have time because I'm not gonna really get that much before actually fixing it, so I don't know. So yeah, toaster. So yeah, but that's what you get. No, that mostly was negative, but yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun. But there's just some little things here and there that's like, I still got some little gripes here and there, but obviously it wasn't personal to personal drama. It was just like, well, this isn't working out for me as best of an opportunity as I thought. So yeah, I'll have to might have to leave to pursue something else a little bit more substantial. Sneeze. Warned you. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Now I'm gonna be sniffling. Probably should end this pretty quick bit. Okay. Thank you guys. Everyday services for my own human puppets. Ooh. Is that's attention. Wow. Fortunately, I don't think I'll be able to fully comprehend that as well as you do. That sounds cool though. Just for your own, not exactly a written fan fiction, but something like that, where it's they got different alternate universe kind of style thing. Either way, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've always been scared to really branch out. I've always kind of kept very close knit to my pony stuff. Even if I did branch out, like some of the Pokemon stuff or like the Splatoon stuff I've done, the animations, they've always been super, super short, so I didn't spend too much time on it. But at the same time, if I don't spend too much time on it, then it doesn't turn out as well. But then it's just something for fun. But if it doesn't get as much as intention or like ability as something that is pony related, it's like, yeah, it's weird walking a line. It's like people expect you to do pony, but it's like I don't want to do pony 24/7. So if I do want to do something else, it's like almost like no one wants you to do it. It's like you'd stay in your hole and you don't come out until you draw another pony. Draw me another one, and then we'll look at it and go, yeah, cool. But if you draw something else, it's like, I didn't expect that from you. Even if it's a good art, I don't care. That ain't pony. So it's like, oh well. So hopefully in long-term goal is to at least just finish the movie, which is 90% complete, at least story-wise. And then hopefully be able to just be like, I finished my big thing. Can I please go home now? G4 is over. Please let me leave. And then I'll do some original stuff, or do some other random stuff. Who knows? So I've already started to do some of those, here and there. But make those more full-time kind of stuff. And I'm also glad that my full-time work is not animation. It's actually kind of nice, because then I can work for 8 hours on making text fit in a box, and then come home and then draw. So, and it's good different insides of my brain to work on stuff. Because if I worked like 16-hour days on essentially the same thing, I probably would explode. So, I'm glad that works different. I'm glad I'm not doing animation for my full-time job. Maybe eventually, but I would probably have to make my hobby then be something else. So, but thinking up different avenues and trying to think of different social medias and trying to look into different stuff, and thinking about going into video games and other stuff. So it's my nice little in to be like, I'm making a video game, sorta. It's a visual novel, so it's probably the lightest form of video game entertainment. But hopefully those will be a fun project, and hopefully I'll distribute it for you guys, and once it's complete, and you'll have a nice little fun game. Yeah. So yeah, I think until next time, we'll continue with this project. Brought it all around. All right, cool. Thank you guys again. So yeah, until then, yep. See you guys. Ooh, and adios. Thank you. All right, bye guys. Thank you guys. I don't have my thing open. I can't quit. I don't have my button open. There we go. Okay. See you guys. Thank you. Alright. Bye guys. Bye.